Hey guys, it's Matt. Welcome back to another mediocre video that you probably didn't click on in the first place. But you're here now, so stay tuned because it might be actually interesting. Maybe, I don't know. Scratch his eyebrow. Okay, count how many times I scratch my eyebrow, if I include it, because I'm probably gonna be hyper aware of how many times I scratch my eyebrow and touch my hair and do all this annoying shit. So yeah, hallucinating, whatever. I don't know how to really explain these videos. When I take like Dayquil and NyQuil, I just get more sick and I just like, I don't deal with it and I just kind of like recover on my own, which sounds really bad, but sometimes like it just makes everything worse. And these are some stories about how it made everything worse. It's two stories actually. Happened to me twice and it was terrifying. I would describe them as like bad like acid I've never done acid actually. I don't know what I'm saying, but like I would describe it as like, you know, just I would describe it as a bad trip, I guess. I don't know. I've never actually tripped before, so I don't know. I personally don't know. Yeah. The first time this happened to me, I was probably in 7th grade. Let's see, how did it happen? I think I just got like sick with the flu and like usually like I just like lie in bed and I kind of die for a few days and then I come back to life. But this one was especially bad. I specifically remember like just like, fuck dude, like what the fuck is going on? Like my tits are dying. No, I'm kidding. My tits weren't actually dying. Mediocre joke, okay? Continuing on. I think like maybe the 3rd or 4th day I was sick. I was just lying in my bed here and I don't know. Whenever it gets dark, like it was so bad that I couldn't even like get up to tell my parents like I think I needed to go to the hospital. Like I thought I was gonna die. Like I literally thought while I was lying in this bed, like this is where I'm gonna die. This is when I'm dying. I've made my peace. I'm gonna die here. Like, peace out. Like, deuces. Like, goodbye. Like, peace. Peace, peace, peace to the world. When I was trying to take a nap, like, in the middle of the day, it was, like, maybe 3 or 4. And it was just, it was happening, but, like, I think I was so sick I couldn't actually sleep. The best way to explain it is when you just wake someone up to ask them a question and they're totally incoherent and it's just like mumble jumble basically. Like that's what I'd explain it as. I like started to think like when I'd come in and out of like sleeping and stuff that I just spit. You probably saw that. I don't know how to describe like air balloons. Like I'll put a picture right here. I started seeing like air balloons. Well, not seeing. I kind of was like there are air balloons like flying around my head, like just like small air balloons like flying around my head, dropping little bombs and they're like exploding like pew, psh, pew, psh, like just exploding everywhere and it was just so terrifying. And then I remember looking at the floor and thinking like there are little tank engines. Like I was basically in like World War II or like a mini version of World War II, I guess. Like is that a great way to explain it? I don't know. I just consider it like as a mini World War II because there were little like tank engines like coming towards me and it was just so confusing and I was like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? Like literally what the fuck is going on? Like what the fuck? Like fuck, like Someone tried to explain it to me as like a fever dream, but I like was awake when it happened, so I don't consider it a fever dream. Like I'm that bitch, like that's my best way of describing it. Yeah, that's like the first time that it happened, I guess. The second time this happened to me, and I remember this vividly because it was from food poisoning or like, oh my god, I don't even know. I'm gonna tell you guys how like I got sick and then how it fucking just tripped the fuck out, like fucking like. So I think it was around last Christmas. Yeah, I think it was just after Christmas. So this was like a year ago. I was in San Francisco and me and my friends decided to go to the Castro and get some food and then just kind of pick up a pair of shoes that I wanted and then kind of like go home and sleep and just like relax for the rest of the day. Like our plan was just to get dinner, and it took a fucking turn for the fucking worst for me, I tell you. And we wind up going to this Thai food restaurant. I think it was Thai. I don't know. I'm like white, so like literally everything's like Thai food and like, you know what I mean, okay? Sometimes I don't order my own food and I just kind of steal off people's. Like we make this plan like half, or like there's two of us and, or like we'll order two things and we'll split it between the three of us. And I was with, let's just call one of them Max and the other Jennifer. And I was with Max and Jennifer and I ordered this like noodle thing and it was like, ugh. I'm like having I'm like having nauseous flashbacks like thinking about it. And I decided like, oh, I'll order that because it looks good. And I'm getting nauseous thinking about it. But it was like these see-through noodles. I was eating it, I'm like, man, I don't like this. And I like wound up like not eating a majority of it. And like I ate some of my friend's food, and then I think I ate some of Jennifer's food too. Like Max was like, you can share with me, it's fine. And then Jennifer was like, okay, like you can share with me too since you don't like your food or whatever. And like for the rest of the time eating, it was fine. And then it was time to go and drive to downtown to pick up my shoes that I wanted. They were the Adidas Superstars, my first pair. And as we're like driving there, like traffic was really bad. So it took maybe like 45 minutes just to get to downtown from the Castro. As we're sitting in traffic, like my back starts to ache. And it's like, it's bearable at this point. And I was just like, man, my back feels really weird because I don't know. I was so weird. I wound up getting the rest of my family really sick and everyone got it and was like, fuck this. What the fuck did you get? It wasn't bad at that point, so I didn't say anything. And so we're waiting and we go and get the shoes that I want and we hop in the car and we're about to, let's say, it's maybe a 45-minute drive. So I'm in the car like thinking like, man, my back is getting so bad, like I kind of realized that I was getting sick with something, or like it was just weird, and I just kind of was like, man, my back hurts so bad, I think I got food poisoning or something like that. And everyone's like, you're fine, I ate the same thing you did. But like no one else got food poisoning. Maybe I don't know, maybe my little white body was like, you're not eating this is not for you. Yeah, it got so bad that I was just like, fuck, like take me home, please. And I get home and I'm like, man, like I need to knock out. I hate taking like any sort of medication. I'm just like not that person. I'm like, I need to like fight this on my own, like fight it with my own like magical body. Like this. Like it was just all up my spine. Like my sister got sick too and she described it as period cramps but everywhere. Wait, I have to burp. So I was like, man, I'm not feeling good. I'm just gonna kind of go to bed and sleep, and just that didn't wind up happening all that well. Once again, when I tried to sleep, I'd go into like a fever dream but hallucinate. I was like in and out of sleep and then I'd wake up and it just, but this time it was different. It was a different story and it was fucking terrible. This time when I was hallucinating, I like imagined that my bed sheets were like coal mines and they were run by the mafia and there were these giant towers. Like it would be like maybe 30 seconds of me like staying awake and then falling asleep and then maybe sleeping for like maybe 5 minutes or like, I don't know. It felt like forever, basically. And like every time I'd move my legs, it'd be like another mafia tower like appeared and they're gonna fight the other mafia that is already there, and like I don't know. Then my pillows were like giant rocks and it just, everything was like collapsing in front of me. It was just weird. I actually think that's it for today's video. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.